All praise is due to Allah. In the name of Allah, who appeared in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, the great Mahdi, the one who was to come, and the one who has come. And we thank Allah. We could never thank Allah enough for him raising one from among us, the most honored and honorable Elijah Muhammad, whom we now know is the great Messiah. And we thank them both for leaving one who sits in the seat of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad by Allah's permission. That one I speak of is the second Messiah in our presence, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. Brothers and sisters, I know that you've seen this paper, but you know, it's a beautiful paper which is describing, an event. We were all very hurt and shocked, over the loss of our sister. But when you look at all of the people that she touched, and especially when you look at what the Honorable Louis Farrakhan has said in regard to our student minister, Sister Minister Ava Muhammad, being a star of God. So I just wanted to touch on that particular description. The Honorable Louis Farrakhan, we have been told that his mouth is not made to speak idle words. And quite often, we repeat that, but we don't really look into the meaning of it. When I looked at the definition of idle, it means without purpose. Also, no effect or pointless. So we know that the Honorable Louis Farrakhan, when he used this description of our sister as a star of God. If you look at our flag of Islam, we have a star. And the star represents justice. And I don't think that it is a coincidence that Dr. Ava Muhammad also credentialed was as an attorney, and that she stood for justice, not only for our people in the Nation of Islam, but also our people in the broader community. She also, of course, stood for justice anytime anyone had any attack upon our leader, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. Now, when you look at stars, as you just studied stars, it says that the stars, if we look at stars, they are used as navigation by sailors at night, because you can only see the stars, even though they're shining all the time, you can only see them at night. But what does this have to do with the darkness that we're getting into in America? And one whose voice and whose teaching stands out as a star and a guide for us in this hour. There are many stars of the world. I love to watch biographies, and I was watching the biography of Lil Baby. And, he was like a quick rising star until he made a comment about homosexuality. And then the Grammys froze on Lil Baby. So we know that he could say things that would almost make your ears bleed about women and other things, and no one had a response to that. But when he made a comment about homosexuality, then there was a response. Looking at the study guides, which we say a star is a guide, but we look at the important part that the student minister Ava Muhammad played in helping to put together the study guides. That every week we got a different assignment from her so that we could go deeper and delve into the study guides, which are actually a revelation from Almighty God Allah himself. And I think it's interesting that the Honorable Louis Farrakhan used a star of God. When you look at the definition of the word of, and sometimes we look at little small words and we take them for granted, but it means between a part and a whole, the relationship between a part and a whole. And we know that Almighty God Allah is one, and Sister Minister Ava established her relationship between Almighty God Allah and herself. Stars also have gravity. You know, in fact, 200 billion times the gravity of Earth's gravitational pull. And that just simply means the attraction between bodies. And you know, when you pick up this paper and you look at all of the people that Dr. Minister Ava touched, you can see that she also had a strong gravitational pull. Lastly, when you look at the word star in the Bible, we're all familiar with the Star of Bethlehem and what is known as the Christmas star. In fact, that used to be one of my favorite scenes in the Nativity, because that's the only time you saw a black man. The 3 wise men, and one of them was black, and they were following this star to the birth of Jesus. Well, I would like to say that when you look at student minister Ava Muhammad, she was pointing to the star without equal, the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. So I thank you very much for your attention, and I leave you, as I came before you in our nation's greetings of peace, as I bring on the next speaker, who said that he was a student minister in the city of Fort Worth, Texas, and also helped in the South, New Orleans, Louisiana, as an aide and helper to the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. So let us welcome to the rostrum our brother, student minister here at Mosque 32, Brother Brian Muhammad.
Come on, let's give our sister a better hand than that. Oh.